The Ouija board, also known as a spirit board or talking board, has fascinated and terrified people for generations. Its origins are shrouded in mystery, with roots tracing back to ancient times when people sought to communicate with the spirit world. The modern Ouija board, patented in the late 19th century, quickly gained popularity as a tool for connecting with the other side. However, its dark history is filled with terrifying stories of people who unleashed malevolent entities into their lives through its use. In the small town of Maplewood, a group of friends, Jenny, Ethan, Sarah, and Jake, decided to explore the mysteries of the Ouija board. They had heard stories of its power and were curious to see if they could make contact with the spirit world. One evening, they gathered at Jenny's house, armed with a newly purchased Ouija board and a sense of adventure. "Are you sure this is a good idea?" Sarah asked, her voice tinged with apprehension. "It's just a game, Sarah," Jake replied, trying to sound confident. "What's the worst that could happen?" Jenny set up the board on the living room table, placing the planchette in the center. They dimmed the lights and lit a few candles, creating an atmosphere of mystery and anticipation. "Okay, everyone, place your fingers on the planchette," Jenny instructed. "Let's see if we can make contact." The friends followed her lead, their fingers lightly touching the planchette. They took a deep breath and began to ask questions. "Is there anyone here who wants to communicate with us?" Ethan asked, his voice steady. For a moment, nothing happened. Then, slowly, the planchette began to move, spelling out the word yes. The friends exchanged nervous glances, unsure of what to make of it. "Who are you?" Jenny asked, her voice trembling slightly. The planchette moved again, spelling out a name, Caleb. Intrigued by their initial success, the friends continued to ask questions, learning that Caleb was a spirit who had lived in the town many years ago. However, as the session went on, the atmosphere grew colder, and the candles flickered as if disturbed by an unseen force. "Are you a good spirit?" Sarah asked, her voice barely above a whisper. The planchette hesitated before moving to Theno. A sense of dread settled over the room, and the friends felt an invisible weight pressing down on them. They decided to end the session, but before they could say goodbye, the planchette moved again, spelling out a chilling message, "You can't escape." Terrified, the friends quickly closed the session and put the Ouija board away. They tried to brush off the experience as a harmless prank, but deep down, they knew something sinister had been unleashed. In the days that followed, strange occurrences began to plague the friends. Jenny heard whispers in the dead of night, voices that seemed to come from the shadows. Ethan found objects in his home moved or broken, as if an unseen force was at work. Sarah experienced vivid nightmares of a dark figure watching her, and Jake felt a constant sense of being followed. Desperate for answers, the friends researched the history of the Ouija board and discovered numerous accounts of people who had experienced similar hauntings. They learned that malevolent entities could attach themselves to the board and follow those who used it, wreaking havoc on their lives. Jenny's grandmother, who was knowledgeable about the occult, warned them about the dangers of the Ouija board. "You must never play with the spirit world," she said sternly. "Once you open the door, it's not so easy to close it." As the hauntings grew more intense, the friends decided to seek help from a local paranormal investigator named Professor Alden. Known for his expertise in dealing with malevolent entities, Professor Alden agreed to visit Jenny's house and assess the situation. When he arrived, he conducted a thorough investigation, using various tools and instruments to detect paranormal activity. He quickly confirmed their worst fears: a dark presence had been unleashed through the Ouija board, and it was growing stronger. "The entity you encountered is not bound by the physical world," Professor Alden explained. "It feeds on fear and negative energy. To banish it, we must perform a cleansing ritual and close the portal you opened." The friends listened intently as Professor Alden outlined the steps of the ritual. It involved a series of protective incantations, the burning of sage, and the use of sacred symbols to drive the entity away. That evening, the friends gathered at Jenny's house, determined to rid themselves of the malevolent entity. Professor Alden instructed them to form a circle and hold hands, their voices united as they chanted the protective incantations. The air grew thick with tension as they recited the ancient words, the scent of burning sage filling the room. Professor Alden drew sacred symbols on the walls and floor, creating a barrier to protect them from the entity's influence. As the ritual reached its climax, the room grew colder, and the candles flickered violently. The dark presence made itself known, manifesting as a shadowy figure with piercing red eyes. "Keep chanting," Professor Alden urged, his voice steady despite the growing sense of fear. The friends continued the incantations, their voices growing stronger and more determined. The shadowy figure writhed and twisted, its form becoming less defined. With a final, powerful chant, the entity let out a chilling scream and dissipated into the darkness. With the malevolent entity banished, the friends felt a sense of relief and liberation. The oppressive atmosphere that had plagued them was gone, and the haunting had ceased. They knew they had narrowly escaped a terrible fate, and they vowed never to meddle with the spirit world again. Professor Alden advised them to dispose of the Ouija board properly, ensuring it could no longer serve as a conduit for malevolent entities. They followed his instructions, burning the board and burying the ashes in a remote location. In the weeks that followed, the friends began to rebuild their lives, their bond stronger than ever. They had faced a darkness they never thought possible and had emerged victorious. The story of Jenny, Ethan, Sarah, and Jake's harrowing encounter with the Ouija board became a legend in the quiet town of Maplewood. Over time, the tale was passed down through generations, growing in detail and significance. It served as a powerful cautionary tale, warning others of the dangers of tampering with the unknown. In the aftermath of their ordeal, the friends' lives changed in profound ways. They each carried with them the lessons learned from their brush with the supernatural, shaping their perspectives and actions in the years that followed. Jenny, once a skeptic of the paranormal, became an advocate for respect and caution when dealing with the spirit world. She delved into the study of the occult, not out of a desire to seek power, but to understand the forces at play and educate others about the potential risks. Jenny often spoke at local schools and community centers, sharing her story and emphasizing the importance of approaching the unknown with reverence and care. Her knowledge became a source of guidance for those in Maplewood who sought to understand the unseen aspects of their world. Ethan, who had always been adventurous and bold, found a new sense of humility. The encounter with the malevolent entity had shown him the limits of his knowledge and control. He channeled his energy into volunteering and helping those in need, using his experiences to offer comfort and guidance to others who had faced their own fears. Ethan's journey of redemption and growth inspired many in the town, and he became a beloved figure in the community. His work with local charities and support groups brought hope and healing to many who had suffered from trauma or fear. Sarah, who had been deeply affected by the hauntings, sought solace in art. She poured her emotions into painting and sculpture, creating pieces that reflected her journey from fear to strength. Her work gained recognition for its raw emotion and haunting beauty, and she held exhibitions that drew visitors from far and wide. Through her art, Sarah found a way to process her experiences and connect with others who had faced similar struggles. Her art became a medium through which she could express the inexpressible, and it resonated with those who had faced their own battles with darkness. Jake, who had initially dismissed the Ouija board as a harmless game, became a storyteller. He traveled to nearby towns and cities, recounting the legend of the cursed board and the friends' encounter with the dark entity. His tales captivated audiences, serving as both entertainment and a stark reminder of the dangers of curiosity and recklessness. Jake's storytelling brought people together, fostering a sense of community and shared history. His engaging narrative style made him a sought-after speaker, and his stories were often shared around campfires and at gatherings. As the years went by, the friends' bond remained strong. They continued to support each other, their shared experiences creating an unbreakable connection. They often gathered at Jenny's house, reminiscing about the past and reflecting on how far they had come. The memory of the dark present still lingered, but it no longer held power over them. They had faced their fears and emerged stronger for it. The legend of the Ouija board and the malevolent entity became a cherished part of Maplewood's folklore. Children grew up hearing the story from their parents and grandparents, a reminder to approach the unknown with caution and respect. The tale was told around campfires, at sleepovers, and during community events, a testament to the enduring power of storytelling and the lessons it imparted. In their later years, the friends saw the impact of their story on the town. Maplewood became known for its sense of community and mutual support. The town established an annual event called Spirit Awareness Week, where experts in the paranormal, mental health professionals, and artists like Sarah would come together to educate and support the community. The event helped demystify the unknown and provided resources for those who might be struggling with their own encounters or fears. Jenny continued her advocacy work, often partnering with mental health professionals to address the psychological impacts of paranormal experiences. She wrote several books on the subject, sharing both her personal journey and the stories of others she had helped. Her works became valuable resources in the field of paranormal studies and mental health. Ethan's work with charities grew into a well-organized network of support for those in need. He helped establish shelters, support groups, and community centers that provided not only physical aid but also emotional and psychological support. His experiences gave him unique insights into the fears and struggles of others, allowing him to offer genuine empathy and assistance. Sarah's art gained international acclaim. Her exhibitions often featured interactive elements where visitors could share their own stories of fear and resilience. These stories would then be incorporated into her art, creating a living tapestry of human experience and emotion. Sarah also taught art therapy, helping others to use creative expression as a tool for healing. Jake's storytelling evolved into a series of published works. His books, combining folklore, personal narrative, and lessons learned, were well received and widely read. Jake also held storytelling workshops, teaching others the art of narrative and the importance of sharing personal experiences. His influence helped preserve Maplewood's oral traditions and ensured that the lessons of the past continued to guide future generations. In the end, the friends' encounter with the Ouija board was not just a story of fear and darkness, but one of resilience, growth, and the strength of the human spirit. It was a reminder that even in the face of unimaginable terror, it is possible to find hope and emerge stronger on the other side. Their journey had left an indelible mark on their lives and on the town of Maplewood, a legacy of courage and the enduring power of friendship. The town of Maplewood, once just a quiet, unassuming place, became a symbol of resilience and the positive power of storytelling. Visitors from all over came to learn about the town's history and to meet the people whose lives had been transformed by their experiences with the supernatural. The friend's story continued to inspire, educate, and bring people together, ensuring that the lessons they learned would never be forgotten. As they grew older, the friends often reflected on how their lives had changed since that fateful encounter. They knew that they had been given a rare opportunity to transform their fear into something meaningful and lasting. Their legacy was not just the story of the curse they had faced, but the strength, compassion, and unity they had found within themselves and their community. And so, the legend of the cursed Ouija board lived on, a beacon of hope and a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit. The friends knew that their story would continue to guide and inspire others long after they were gone, a lasting reminder of the importance of facing one's fears with courage and an open heart. If you enjoyed this spine-chilling tale and want more engaging stories and content, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us continue to bring you stories that ignite your imagination and keep you on the edge of your seat. Thank you for being part of our storytelling community.